Everybody wave at the folks at home. And up we go, and let's get started.
I just sat down.
Well, life's hard and then you die.
Not a lot.
I could have told you the way I normally heard that, but it's mixed company. Okay. Would you know what? Do you know what I mean by a tube person? Like like near a shopping, like a furniture store or a tire place, and they got the blow up thing that. So be a tube person. Shake it all around. For you new folks, the reason we do this stuff is twofold: to break up the posture you brought in with you, but also, if possible, okay, I'm turning the air off. But also, if possible, do something rather than just me saying, okay, put your arms up and wiggle around, which is totally left brain. We want to be more right brained, So it's a twofold thing. Would you turn to your left, and if your partner, your friend would like a back rub? Karate chops down those heavy muscles. Everybody say, ah. Okay, turn around and get revenge. Everybody say, that wasn't long enough. Do we have to stop now, really? Karate chops, say, ah. Good. Turn it, face me. Arms up. Take a nice big breath in. Now, as you exhale, let your arms drop, but keep your rib cage elevated. It should be comfortable. It should not be stiff, or your back is not arched. Never do that. That is bad for your back. It's just comfortable. Okay? If you're holding your music properly, your rib cage will be elevated. And you and I all know what gravity kind of does to us, right? So, just keep yourself in an elevated plane. Would you just kind of tune into your bod here for a second? Is your head... I'm trying to figure out what this means myself. I got it out of a book. Is your head dynamically poised? So what I take that to mean is my head up. But meaning dynamic, meaning not static. But it could move around. It's flexible, but it's poised. Rather than like we all are in our cars, right? Statically unpoised. So, and then the other thing, tune into your back. Is it free and loose?
No.
I don't know about you, but when I sing, this thing can really lock up. So occasionally just wiggle around, and aim for long and wide. Makes more room for your breath. Good. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, if your balance is okay, just tune into your breathing. Are you experiencing the whole cylinder of your abdominal wall? Are you breathing deeply enough that your lungs are pushing down and your viscera is needing all this area to expand and make room for your lungs? And then as you exhale, do you feel your spine lengthening? Gravity is a pernicious thing. And if, as you're singing, you keep thinking of just lengthening the spine, elevating the rib cage, just fight against gravity the whole time. Good. Woo! Hand on your forehead, hum and chew in a middle range. Lots of space in the mouth. Sound up here by your palm of your hand. Teeth apart. Move it up into your high range. Is that the best you can do? There we go. And how about the low range, but keep the resonance up here in your forehead. Thank you. Could we please have Nummer 23? 23. 3 and 20. 23. Glad you weren't around when Lincoln gave the address. So, but I want you to do a new gesture. This is called this is a wonderful word, sound congealing gesture. Congeal. Makes you think of tomato aspic, doesn't it? So start with your hands back here. Gravy, yeah. Your cream on your cold cup of coffee. Anyway, as you sing, I want you to bring your hands down and forward, but I want you to be tuned into your sound. When you think you're making your clearest, best sound, wherever that is, stop your hands. Do not overextend, okay? Just listen to yourself. When you think you're at the best place sound-wise, just stop your hands, wherever that is, okay? Don't ask me why it works, but I can tell you it does. Do it again each time. Lipify that ooh. As you begin to go higher, you can drop the jaw a little bit. But keep the corners in and the lips forward. I knew I forgot something. The wheel chocks. I need to get those flags to bring you in.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I used to use little pads of paper, but they didn't always work. And I was looking around on Amazon, and I found these.
Yeah, cool.
They work a different way. They're supposed to, those wide casters for a bed. You're supposed to slide it in. Well, they don't work on this, but you just slide them in the front because all the pressure is coming this way.
The grand piano gets a lot of momentum.
Yeah. All right. Woo! Number 16, please. Or 16. Ja, von Ronkel. Ja, von Ronkel.
But that's Steve's fault.
Sprechen Sie ein. No, it's not. You're the one who said yes. All right. Nivu, 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 nivu. And move the air. Pucker up. Up. The names will not be mentioned to protect the innocent, but I saw somebody doing this. Nivu, 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 ni. I'm not exaggerating. Look what it should be. Nivu, 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 nivu. Put your fingers right here. Don't let the corners move. Nivu, 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 nivu. Keep it puckered. Do it the wrong way. You hear how bad that sounds? Okay, now fix it. Drop the jaw more. It puts a good 20 years on your sound. Having 20 years on your sound is okay. Not on your chassis. It puts it on your sound, not on your chassis, okay? In fact, it takes 20 years off of your chassis.
Oh, yes.
You're welcome. All right. Whee! 18. 18.
78.
18. What's this number?
8.
What's this number?
10.
Add. D, D, do. And when you go over the top, you're going to go up and over. D, big eyes. Stop. Sopranos. D, do, re, do. D, do, ti, do. Don't make me come over there. Nice. Boy, you sound good. Sound good. Have a seat. Get quiet for a second and think to yourself what your number one goal for this rehearsal is. Could be have something to do with singing, it could have something to do with music, it could have something to do with your general health and wellness. Because that's why we exist. For the significant and measurable health and wealth and wellness benefits of choral singing in mature adults. Now tell your neighbor what your goal is. Okie dokie. Let's look at the ash grove. Take it easy. Good, you're only 2 beats behind. Could have been a whole measure. There's no tenor or bass right now. There is no tenor or bass right now.
You kept changing the tempo.
But you didn't. That was very steadfast of you. You know what they say, if you can't say anything good, don't say anything at all. So I'm keeping my mouth shut. Let's go over a few of the parts here. Could we go, let's go over to the top of 7. That's the first time that we have a 3-part division in the ladies. And so it's, the altos divide when there are 3 notes. The altos are a divisi. So you'll find that there's a soprano recording and then alto, alto. So now any second soprano that wants to can learn the top alto part here. Would be good. In any 3-part texture, acoustically, the middle voice is always the one that's at a disadvantage. So ideally, we'd have, twice as many people singing the middle note as we do the top or the bottom. But we're not going to get that didactic about it. But anybody who wants to do the middle, you're more than welcome. So could we start at the pickup to 62? Just playing parts, please. Just sopranos and altos here. Nice and slow. 1, 2. Good. Could we do that again with just the bottom 2 lines? Bottom 2 lines. So nobody who's singing the top. And don't even sing along. Just think your part. So bottom 2 notes. Now the pickup to 62 technically should be all of the altos, and then you split at 62. I'm not overly concerned about that. 1, 2. Yay! That's very good. That's nice. Let's go ahead and add the sopranos back in there and do that one more time, and then we'll go on from there. 1 and 2. Good. Nice job. Let's go on from there with tenors and basses. Pick up to 70, tenors and basses. 1, 2. Excellent. Can we go back to the pick up to 70 and add the sopranos and altos? So all 4 parts. 1, 2. Pick up to 87. Let's start again with the tenors and basses. 1 and 2. Back and add the sopranos and altos to that. But please don't play the soprano line. Just play alto, tenor, bass. You'll be fine. Okay. 1, 2. Good, good. Could we take find measure 90, and I'd like to start on the third beat of measure 90 with just sopranos and altos because there's a little bit of divisi in there, okay? But please just play 2 notes, and if there are 3, just play the bottom 2, okay? 1, 2. You did your homework. Thank you. Good, good, good. Let me see here if we've got time to do one other thing. Yes, we do. Could you grab your pencil real quick? I'd like to go through this real quick and tell you some places where I'd like you to breathe and not breathe. I will put out a tutorial about this, but I just want to take the time to do this. And then when I send out a tutorial, it'll make more sense to people who aren't as used to this. So if I tell you no breath, the thing to do is just draw a little arch over that area. Maybe if you got time to write in NB for no breath. And then if it's a breath, just an apostrophe is the standard breath mark in music. I'm trying to see if there's one in here somewhere I could show ya. I think there is.
Yes, measure 33.
Thank you. Look at measure 33, please, on page 4. Do you see there? See that little apostrophe? So that's a breath mark. Okay. So at the beginning, pick up to measure 10. Would you underline the first note? Because there's a retard that starts in the previous measure, and we don't get to tempo until the downbeat of 10. So that first note will be a little longer. And would you add an extra E to that the? So you say the. The rule is the before vowels, the before consonants. Okay? So, measure 11, no breath. Graceful, how, no breath. Next page, first measure, speaking, breath. So we breathe with some of the punctuation and some we ignore. And then 2 bars later, when through its playing has language, no breath, playing has, no breath. Tenors and basses starting in bar 18, go to bar 19, no breath, light through its, no breath. But down at the bottom of the page, first measure, breathe after breaking. 2 bars later, no breath, faces is gazing. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Okay, now top of 4, excuse me, in bar, you see 26, so go over to 27, no breath. Next system down, the first measure, breathe after before me. 2 bars later, memory as, no breath. And then of course there's a breath in 33. Find measure 35, laden its leaves, no breath. Top of page 5, you with me okay? Now this is different. Sopranos and altos in measure 37, breathe after or me. Tenors and basses do not breathe because of your moving eighth notes. You'll have to carry on through. In the next measure, ash grove, the ash grove, no breath. And in the next measure after that. So tenors and basses, you'll just have to work out with your neighbor. Okay, you breathe here and I'll breathe here. And so we don't have everybody breathing at the same time. But basically it's, o'er me the ash grove again is my home. And add those extra E's or you'll forget. Down at the bottom of page 5, the pickup to 46 is in tempo, ladies. That's the only time the pickup note is in tempo. Every other time it'll be kind of lingered upon. So that's 46. In 47, no breath. Valley where? Top of page 6, first measure, breathe after meander. Ander is the last 2/3 of meander. 2 bars later, fading eye pensively, no breath. Middle system, measure 55, noontide in, no breath. And over the third syllable of solitude, would you write T-Y-O-O-D? Solitude, not solitude. Bottom of the page, first measure, breathe after wander. 2 bars later, shades of the lonely, no breath. Top of 7, bar 63, no breath. Middle of 7, first measure, breathe after singing. 2 bars later, dear one, the joy, no breath. Circle the retard and circle the crescendo. That builds big. Bottom of the page, last measure, no breath. Top of 8, second measure, breathe with the period after, or comma, after springing.
Do breathe.
Breathe.
Okay.
Breathe. And then add an E to the Ashgrove, the Ashgrove. Next measure, measure 74, no breath. Measure 75, no breath. At the end of that line, there's a double bar and a key change. I'm going to cut you off before the bar line. So do not hang on till the downbeat of the next measure or it'll blur the harmony. Middle of 9, measure 88, breathe after over. Bottom of the page, first measure, breathe after lightness. 2 bars later, measures steel, no breath. Top of 10, the third bar, bar 96, no breath. Remember the past. Second system, first measure, breathe after brightness. 2 bars later, no breath. Mourn for again. Bottom of the page, last measure, no breath. Top of 11, second measure, breathe after greet me. And I'm going to take a little time there. Because we're still not, we slowed, it's very free starting at 87 on page 9. Now within that, some of it will be quite slow, some of it will be closer to tempo, but not totally. So you're just going to have to watch. Middle of page, no, we did that one. Oh, page 11, second system, first measure, no breath. Tenors and basses, of course, you've got a breath in bar 110. Bottom of the page, first measure, no breath. Third measure, breathe after greet me. The Ashgrove, no breath. And make sure you put those extra E's in there. Top of page 12, first measure, no breath. And then the rest is as marked. Let's take it on page 12. Let's just start right at the edge of page 12 with parts, please. Very slowly, just to hear parts.
Sorta.
Yeah.
I know.
1, 2, 3. And the altos div up. And no breath. Breath. Decrescendo. second sopranos, you probably will want to, in bar 122, will probably want to sing the D. That's perfectly okay. If you first altos want to go up and sing that D, you're welcome. Okay, stand up. Let's sing through it. Now, let's see if we can avoid those inadvertent cannons that we had going on between you and the piano.
Yes.
Breath. Not too big. Through its branches is breaking a host of black faces. Move ahead. Breath. A little stronger. Mezzo forte. Now you can sing out tenors and basses. You're not nearly like you did before, but you're getting behind me, so keep it moving forward. 'Twas there. Pick up to 62. Keep it moving forward. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, gladness. It went very horizontal. Gladness. Eyeballs as much as you can. Don't assume you know how fast I'm going to go. Try that again. Yeah, you get no help from the piano. 1, 2. From Good for you. That slower part will seem quite stilted until we kind of get used to what we want to do with it, you know. But it's not going to be metronomic. Good. Let's skip over to Hey Ho, Nobody Home. Which will be the first thing on the program, by the way. And that's the reason the concert is called Loverly. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Oh, lovely. Nobody's home. We can steal them blind. Congratulations. I think I only heard one sort of solo in measure 83. Yep. So every other time you go, hey ho, hey ho. That time it's just the piano. We will not give you credit in the program if you choose and it's funny. There's a term in music called obbligato. Well, obbligato makes you think of obligatory, right? An obbligato is always a solo that's up to the conductor whether they want it or not. So even though it's an obbligato, it's optional. Who says music is difficult? Makes perfect sense if you're weird. I would suggest that Mrs. Gray should have chosen her dynamics a bit differently, because there ain't a heck of a lot of difference between mezzo forte, mezzo piano, and piano. There are three neighboring dynamic ranges, okay? And I think we should always, when we sing mezzo forte in this song, I think we should always be thinking forte. Because otherwise, by the time we get to the piano, it's like, well, why aren't they singing, Ethel?
Why did they stop?
And then the mezzo piano can be a little bigger than we made it, so the piano is not so quiet. And I think, don't we get to forte somewhere? Yeah, right at the end. But I would say you got two big crescendos. There's one from the bottom of 6 to the top of page 7. I think we ought to get clear up to a real live red-blooded American forte. Okay? And I think we should do the same thing at the top of page 11. From bottom of 10 to top of 11. Just let her rip. Now, I'd like to look at the place where the sopranos have their little solo and you're accompanying them. So sopranos, the rest of the breathing and not breathing and all that, I'll send you in a tutorial. Okay. And for those of you who are new, all I do is I go through my score with my camera, with my phone, and talk to you. And the nice thing about that is you can go back if it went too fast. You can stop it. You can just stop it and start it at your leisure. And usually you can get a score marked in less than 10 minutes easy. Okay. With this one, I'll probably do the sopranos and altos in one shot and the tenors and basses in one shot, so it's less confusing. So and that way we don't spend, like we just did in the last song, 5 or 7 minutes, however long we took, just marking scores, and you're not singing a note. So, but here I do want to take a little time. So let's look at your first one, sopranos, on page 5. No, it starts at the bottom of 4. So if I were you, I'd mark it mezzo piano plus. But don't breathe. Make the whole thing one phrase. Hey ho, oh I love to sing, oh I love to dance, and I love to visit friends. Take that as one phrase. Because if you take time to breath, you're going to get behind. By the way, really good book. I'll try to send you a picture of it and a note. A friend recommended a book to me called Breath. Breath. You know it? By James Nestor? Wow. I bought my own copy. I got it from the library, but wow. Amazing book. Could be of helpful to you. But it's just a really good read, even if you have no breathing problems. But wow, is it interesting. So sopranos, oh I love to sing, oh I love to dance, and I love to visit friends. One breath. And then the next one. But there's no one home, where could they have gone? Is it man? Is it joy? No, and just one breath. Those two phrases. Can we take...
Leave it staccato though, but just...
Yeah. But I don't think you have to make a huge deal about the staccato, because if you do, then we lose the text. Lower 3 parts, one home have gone. You handle the bulk of the staccato, okay? Could we take it right there at bottom of 4, the second measure, where you're all singing hey ho. Oversing that a little bit so you got some room. 1, 2, here we go. Hey ho. Yeah. Now, for my money, the mezzo piano was too quiet. To me, that was too dynamics down. So, hey ho, hey ho. I had one conductor who said mezzo piano is the volume level of the first verse of a hymn in church. So not really a quiet dynamic, okay? I like to think of mezzo piano more as warm. Okay? 1, 2, here we go. Hey ho, hey ho. Sopranos, I would sing out more. Let's change your dynamic from mezzo piano to mezzo forte. And then the second one that's piano, let's call it mezzo piano. Everybody else do what you did. Be careful on the top of page that you pull back.
Top of 5?
Yeah, with your bump, 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 because the piano is... Okay, let's try that again. Like, yeah, sing out more. Ready, go. Hey ho, hey ho. Yeah, don't pull back so much. Don't pull back so much. We see a piano dynamic and we all run for cover. No. 1, go. Hey ho, hey ho. To sing, I love love it. I'm almost happy. There could be more of a difference between your first one and your second one. The second one could be just a touch less. 12.5% less, okay? But you guys, just right. Do it again. 1, 2, here we go. Hey ho, hey ho, to sing, to dance, yes, and you know what else you did that was really wonderful? You went from da 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 da. But there's no one. You looked at me. You looked up at the end. You, but there's no one. Where could they have gone? It's my joy. So you really, so that is very effective. So if you write yourself in a little note to look up there. Now let's find the other place where it happens. Because guess what? When you move it around to different places on the page, it becomes an entirely new experience. And they've found that out in reading. Teaching young children to read. You can have the same line of text, same group of text, like a little poem or something, and if you just put it on a different, like say it starts on this page and it goes from the top to the bottom of this page and here. But the next time it occurs, it starts about halfway down the page over here, and for some kids it's brand new thing, okay? So the same thing happens in music. So whatever notes you wrote yourself about dynamics, would you write those in on page 8 and 9? And let's do it there. And don't forget to write in, look up at the top of page 9, because that was exciting. 1, 2, we're at the bottom of 8, first measure. Bottom of 8, first measure. That's exactly, see? What? That's exactly where we started before, musically, not physical location. Okay? But we started in the same part of the phrase. Ready, go. Hey ho, to sing, to dance, Yay, good for you. Good for you. Let's see. Do we need to move on? Oh, we have just time enough to stand and sing it through. Sing with your whole body, please. And not just your left ankle. That was funny. You should have chortled. Here we go. Hey ho, nobody home, meet your drinks. Sing it out. Still I will be merry, I'm singing hey ho, hey ho, hey ho, hey ho. To sing, to dance, to visit friends. Run home, have fun. Now and again. Good for you. That should be short. Oh, I don't think I mentioned this. Look at your very last measure. Have a seat. Grab your pencil real quick. On the very last measure, sopranos, if you've got the high G, sing it. If not, sing the low G. Altos, sing the G. Tenors, I'd prefer you sang the low G. Basses, if you've got the low G, sing it. If you've got an octave below it, Doug, sing it. Just try not to sound like something dying. Good. Lest I forget. Somebody asked at Highlands Ranch, well, are we going to have a potluck? Or are we going to have a this? Or are we going to have a that? So, how many of you would, and these are, of course, very optional, but if we were to get this room either before rehearsal or after rehearsal for like a brown bag lunch or a potluck kind of thing, or a little, kind of little snacky potluck afterwards or something, how many of you would be, let's do it separately, how many of you would be interested in some kind of a brown bag or something like that before rehearsal? And how many of you would be interested in something after rehearsal? Okay, so we'll see if the room is available, and we'll set up. We normally do one and sometimes two, so we'll see what we got. But maybe we'll have a good excuse for you to use up your Easter candy. Now, Barbara, what do you want? You wanted to ask about frequency of luncheons before rehearsal.
I will
Luncheons.
speak up, okay?
Yes.
All right. We had 19 people at lunch today. Now, my question is, do you want to do this every week, or do you want to do it every other week? Is every too much? Yeah. Okay, every other week. So I'm done. I will tell you where we're going.
But tell me so I can put it in the email. Was it helpful to have that at the beginning of the email?
Yes.
Yeah. And I was thinking I was going to post it on the website, but it makes more sense just to put it in the email going specifically to you. So.
And how about alternating between before and then after?
Barbara, she's saying, what about sometimes do it before and sometimes do it after?
I think we found the last time, if we do it after, that some people end up getting stuck in a lot of traffic going home.
Now, to that end, Holly, if you want to kind of be in charge of after parties, no, all you would have to say is, during an after, you just say, hey, what if we go to coffee at blah, or go have tea at NT or something like that. It can be very informal. Doesn't have to be a big deal. And if normally I found maybe we'd have 3 or 4 or 5 people go, or go to Bacon Social. Bacon Social. Anybody here like Virgin Bloody Marys? Okay, I asked them the first time I went in there for a Virgin Bloody Mary, and I said, can I have the bacon flavored one? She said, oh no, the flavors are in the alcohol. And I went, and I went, oh. And she said, don't worry, I'll take care of you. And she brought me a salad in a glass. She brought me a big glass of Bloody Mary mix and a stalk of celery, about half a dozen olives, and they were all stuck in a slice of bacon. And I think there was something else in there, but she just shoved it all in the glass and gave it to me. It's good. You don't need dinner after that. Really good. Your homework. please practice your part in the Cole Porter. Now we're going to sing through it this afternoon, but we're not going to fuss with anything. But we'll woodshed it next week, so please look it over. And then, of course, anything today that made you go, oh, fold down the corners on your stuff. Cherry Creek Chorale is giving a concert, a really wonderful concert, on Friday, March 11th and Saturday, March 12th at Bethany Lutheran Church on Hamden at Dahlia. And it's part of our American Songbook series, and it's music and words by American women. So in the first half, all of the music was composed by American women, including our own Gloria Seekit-Kahn, who's a member of the choir. And we're premiering a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful new piece by a lady named Elaine Hagenberg. We sang a gorgeous piece of hers in October and another gorgeous one in December. And all of her music is just absolutely stunning. And she wrote a wonderful, just a fabulous piece for chorus and orchestra. So we will have an orchestra with us, members of the Lone Tree Symphony. And then in the second half, we're doing some lighter things where American women were the librettists. And things from Sweet Charity, things from Once Upon a Mattress, things from Ragtime. There's a Colorado composer by the name of Jan Garrett. She and her husband go around and sing at churches, especially like Unitarian, Unity, New Thought churches like that. And she wrote a song called I Dreamed of Rain that's just gorgeous. And somehow it got arranged for choir, and so we're doing that. And then a really gorgeous arrangement of Dolly Parton's Light of a Clear Blue Morning. Just absolutely stunning. So it's a wonderful concert. The tickets are $16 for folks of your vintage. But if you come on Saturday and you buy a ticket from Cindy, you can come for $14. So the tickets are discounted a little bit on the Saturday concert. So if you're interested, please see Cindy. And if you can only come on Friday, then see me, because I've got some Friday tickets. Are you all getting the emails?
No.
Who said no? Okay, did you give your email address? Okay, you're going to have to do, because we've double checked. You gave it to us last week, right? We've double checked all of that. I know you're on my forwarding list. You are in our email server correctly on the forwarding. So there's something going on your end. And, and the only other thing I could say, Barbara's also having a problem. So if one of you, it seems to work better if it's a single forward. So maybe you just work out with one of your buddies in the choir. Whenever Brian sends an email, forward it to me.
Yeah.
And if you do the same thing, that might solve the problem. But other than that, we've done everything we can on our end.
Check your junk mail.
Yes.
And your spam.
And definitely check junk and spam. Okay. What you got, boss?
Yep, I do.
Okay, hi everybody. We have once again new name tags for everybody, because I had to have them in the right color and the right this and the right that. So if you would check at the back table if you haven't already gotten it, and get yourself a new name tag with our new logo in color and South Suburban on them. And so anyway, if you haven't, go to the back table. And secondly, I think I mentioned before that we would be taking orders for CDs and DVDs of our 2 concerts that we did, or all of our concerts from last year, both May, where we did Sound of Music, and then our recent holiday concert. So Kathy, you're gonna go back there. Okay, if you'll see Kathy, she has order forms, and we'll take check or cash for those. We'll get those orders over a couple weeks. I'll turn them in, and then I'll bring the DVDs and CDs back probably in about 2 weeks, I would say, 2 or 3 weeks. All right, any questions on that? Barb Reisner, is that you? Could I see you at break? Okay, I think that's it.
Okay, 10 minutes, please. 10 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. Kathy, did you have
Do you have
anything?
anything? I was gonna ask.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Is Elaine Hagenberger still coming to one of the concerts?
She'll be in both. And we're working out a thing where Kurt's going to bring his kids over on Friday morning to Bethany and do the work with them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and his kids and hopefully one other boy will come to that. And then she's going to go down. I think I'm going to have her go down to Rock Canyon High School in Douglas County early.
So she's going to both concerts.
She's here. She gets here Thursday. She'll be here for a Thursday night rehearsal. And then she'll be in both concerts. She flies for once a week.
Okay. So it's going to come Friday night, and I thought it off on Saturday.
It'll be the better concert. It's always there.
Is that right?
No matter how good. And Friday, I never have to apologize for Friday and Saturday. And it's Hagenberg. Hagenberg.
I have a friend named like Hamburger, that's why I
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Hagenberg.
Cindy.
So